What's good, YouTube? We're back with another My Team video, man. And in this video today, we're basically going to be going over the best Sapphire cards for you guys to run in limited. Now, I'm basically just making this video simply for the fact that I know there are some people out there that probably struggle in the limited game mode and picking their teams and things like that. So just trying to, provide some guidance and some tips and tricks for you guys to help you in picking some of the players that are on your team. And before we get into all of that, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you find this video helpful and if you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely make sure to do that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video and just go into some of the best Sapphires that I think you guys can run whenever, we're restricted to Sapphires or you have to use Sapphires in your lineup. So the first card that we're going to be going over today is going to be this Sapphire Jalen Suggs, a really solid point guard for you guys to be running, who has an 84 3 ball, 80 drive and dunk, 86 ball handle, 82 steal, 83 perimeter defense. And of course, he's not going to have the best stats because, this is a card that you would be using in limited. I definitely would never ever recommend running any of these cards in a comp setting except for one, and we will get to that card later in the video. But he has an 88 speed, 88 speed of the ball and acceleration with the 84 lateral quickness, and has all of the badges that you would need to have a solid point guard in limited. Got a limitless spot up, has interceptor, has bullet passer, has green machine, couple of other good badges. He just doesn't have clamps, so just be very cognizant of that he does not come with clamps. But if we were to be 100% honest, clamps is not really needed in the game nowadays. Moving on over to our next Sapphire. If you did put in this locker code, then I definitely recommend using this card at your 2 guard position if you ever want to run this card. But if you haven't put it in, I'm pretty sure you actually cannot redeem this card anymore. But if you do have it in the collection, I do recommend this card because he has an 86 3, 85 mid, 65 drive and dunk. That's good enough to get some dunks. 76 ball handle, 80 steal, 85 perimeter. Again, 83 speed, 83 excel, 78 speed with ball, and 85 lateral quickness. Similar to a Jalen Suggs, he kind of does have a lot of the necessary badges that you would need in interceptor, blinders, sniper, gold green machine. He does have clamps, so if you want to run that card with some clamps, you can do that as well. You can apply some, I wouldn't recommend applying badges, but if you really want to, you can put badges on this card as well. Really solid option at the 2 guard position for you guys. Moving on over to the small forward position. This card came out a long time ago, at least as me recording this video, but the great thing about it is that this Cam Reddish is so good. Look, he doesn't have a single stat that is under a B, and that just goes to show you how solid this card is. I'm super excited to see whenever we get a new Cam Reddish how great he will be, because this card is still really good even to this day with the 81 3 ball, 80 drive and dunk, 81 ball handle, 82 steal, 65 interior, 85 perimeter with a 72 block. So he's gonna actually play really solid defense for you at the 3. 85 speed with ball, 85 acceleration, 79 speed with ball, and 86 lateral quickness. And of course, he has really solid badges. Even though they are on silver, I promise you he gets the job done for you. And if you need to have a Sapphire small forward, I definitely highly recommend running this card. Moving over to the power forward position. Now, this is the card that I was referring to when I was saying a card that you run in a comp setting, because this Jonathan Isaac, I promise you, is one of the best power forwards in the game at this stage of me recording this video, and I am not joking. He does everything that you need on the basketball court. Has an 82 mid-range, 84 3, 85 drive and dunk, 83 ball handle, which will be boosted if you have a player that has gold floor general to an 86, and even with your coach, if you have a coach that boosts ball handle, you will get that 86 threshold to be able to speed boost. He also has, look at his defensive stats. I don't even need to read them off. He's just that good on the defensive end. I promise you he's going to lock it down for you at the 4 or the 3 position. Really good rebounder and has good enough speed and lateral quickness to get the job done with 27 gold badges. Need I say more? You feel what I'm saying? Need I say more? Has all the defensive badges you need, has all the shooting badges you need. I mean, maybe a couple here and there he's lacking, but overall for a Sapphire, really solid. Gold quick first step. And I also added floor general on him. I didn't mean to, but mine has floor general on him as well. Moving on to the center position, we have my boy Big Z Zayundris Ilgauskas. I'm telling you, this card is an absolute cheese ball. He is one of the glitchiest centers in the game if you use him in the right way. Now, the very important thing is that he has a 79 3 ball. I promise you, his jump shot is good enough for you to hit. I'm agreeing with him a lot. So, you know, if you just get in the lab and just test his jumper, I promise you, you will get his release down. He'll be able to stretch the floor for you at least a little bit. Has a 70 drive and dunk, 80 standing dunk. I mean, that's pretty important for a center. Obviously, he's not going to be able to handle the ball, but trust me, look at his interior defense stats. Need I say more? He can lock down the paint for you. Really good rebounder. And obviously, he's super slow, but he is an absolute tank on the court. So again, if you want to use this style of center, I highly recommend, but I do have another center for you guys to be able to use just in case. I do also recommend getting the max version because he has that blinders badge, but you don't necessarily have to get him, but you know, it just makes him that much better. Moving over to another point guard that I can recommend, which is honestly a better version of Jalen Suggs in Sapphire, Davion Mitchell. He is only 6 foot. I will say that before we, you know, dive into his stats, but he does have an 83 ball with a good release. Cannot dunk the ball, but has 86 ball handle, 92 steal, and 90 perimeter defense. I'm telling you, he absolutely gets into it on the defensive end with a 92 speed with ball and acceleration, and a 95 lateral quickness. I'm telling you, this card has 42 badges. I'm telling you, badges makes a really big difference when it comes to using these cards, and I can highly recommend using Davion Mitchell. He has pretty much every defensive badge similar to a lot of the cards in this video. Got handle for days, goal quick first step. Doesn't have really as much shooting badges I would want him to have, but he definitely is good enough to get the job done. And I promise you, he will absolutely clamp up for you on the defensive end. Now, a card, I know this is a ruby, but he is evolvable, so he does actually count as a Sapphire, but I know on the screen it says he's a ruby, but he counts as a Sapphire in the game. 87 offense, 79 defense, 6'4" Taylor Horton Tucker. Don't be deceived by the stats. He plays really good for me. I know a couple of other people I've seen in the community not really say this card is that good, but for me, again, he plays really good for me. Keep in mind, for me. So this is why I'm recommending this card for you guys. The 81 3 ball, 75 driving dunk. Good enough ball handle to be serviceable at the 2 or the 3. Honestly, I would recommend running him at the 2. But has really good defensive stats as well. Kind of slow, so I mean, just take that as you will. I will also recommend another shooting guard for you guys later in the video, and has, you know, decent amount of badges to, you know, be serviceable on the court to, you know, dominate your opponent in limited. Another shooting guard slash small forward card that I would recommend running at the shooting guard is Duncan Robinson. Has an 89 3 ball, 90 driving dunk. Can't really handle the ball, really bad on the defensive end, but I'm telling you, his release is just so cash. You have to run this card. I absolutely can recommend running him. Kind of getting outdated at this stage in the game, but I definitely can say that you guys can still run this card even in limited, because I mean, it's limited. Not everybody's going to be running God Squads in limited, so hence why I'm making this video. You feel what I'm saying? So definitely recommend picking up this Duncan Robinson as well. Now, another power forward slash small forward that I can recommend is Bohan Bogdanovic. Not Bogdan, Bohan. I definitely recommend running this card at the 4 because he is pretty slow, but has 84 3 ball with a 79 drive and dunk. Can't really handle the ball, but good enough defense to be able to guard on the perimeter. Not really going to be able to do anything in the paint, but the reason why, again, he's really slow but has really good lateral quickness, so he kind of makes up for it a little bit on the defensive end. But just know that this guy is going to be an absolute just cone for you. And again, kind of a little bit of an outdated card, but he does have, you know, some badges that make up for it and can, you know, hold it down for you at the power forward position. Now, I know you're looking at me crazy with this card on the screen. Arvydas Sabonis, again, similar card to a Big Z, and just saying that he's a tank. I mean, he can't really stretch the floor, but he can hit mid ranges for you with the 81 midi. and obviously he's not going to be able to handle the ball for you or anything like that, but has good enough interior and block to hold it down in the paint. Again, really good rebounder, super slow, but I mean, again, he's really just made to be a tank and has, you know, bronze and silver badges to be able to hold it down for you at the center position. A card that is still in the token reward market that is actually super good solely because of his jump shot. I believe it's jump shot 98. It's either 98 or Wade, which is still really good in this game. We have Sapphire Patty Mills at the point guard position. Again, this is going to be a 300 guy for you. Going to be a little bit harder to 300 with him now, and you're going to have to absolutely hide him on defense because he cannot play defense at all and pretty slow. But again, this guy is really used to 300. So if you absolutely need to, you know, have a 300 point guard, I would recommend Patty Mills for you guys. Another power forward, Donyell Marshall, super solid. I would recommend him honestly over Bohan, and that's why I put him later in the video so that you guys can make sure you watch the whole thing. I don't know if anybody is, but 88 three ball, 85 mid range, good enough driving dunk to get the job done. Solid enough defensive stats. I mean, around a 75 is good enough to get the job done. Good enough rebounder and has decent speed and decent lateral quickness. And you know, he doesn't have as many badges as some of the other cards that I'm recommending in this video, but he can definitely hold it down for you at the power forward position, which again is gonna be just a commonality in this video. The last center, well, second to last center that I'm going to recommend for you guys is going to be this Sapphire Marvin Bagley the third. Free my boy Marvin Bagley, man. Get him off the Kings because I really feel like he can be a solid NBA player. But that's besides the point. 77 three ball. Promise you he has a good enough release to be able to hit the three ball. 85 drive and dunk. Solid enough defense. I mean, he's probably going to get cooked, but I mean, you can probably run him and kind of get away with it, honestly, because he is just that good on the offensive end. Probably one of the lowest badge counts, but again, he plays above what this card shows for me, and it's a solid option at the center position if you don't want to run either of those tanks that I recommended for you guys. Now, a card that came out in this season is going to be Reggie Jackson, and it doesn't even take that long to grind up for him. I think he's a level 19 or level 18 reward or something like that, but good enough to get the job done. I don't know about his release or anything. I have not used the card, but 81 three ball, 84 mid range, 86 ball handle, good enough perimeter defense. His steal is horrible, but perimeter defense, you know, is good enough. Has really solid speed of ball and acceleration with a high lateral quickness as well, and has a good badge count to, you know, also be good enough to for me to recommend this card in using him in limited. Winding it down in the video, we have two more players, and this is one of them in Sapphire, Troy Daniels. Really cheap card. Has a 92 three ball, 88 mid range, and that's really all you need to know about this card. 86 ball handle, good enough defense to hold it down. And I promise you, he is going to be a knockdown shooter for you. Probably just a better version of the Duncan Robinson, hence why I am comparing the two. The only thing that Duncan Robinson really has on him is the height. And as you can see, he has a couple of more gold badges, but Duncan Robinson has more total badges. So, you know, make your judgment on that. Troy Daniels just has a couple of better shooting badges overall. So I recommend Troy Daniels over Duncan Robinson, but both can be ran in limited. Now, the last card I'm going to recommend, another tank, 7'5" Simbu Lar. Just know he's going to absolutely just be super glitchy, and that's really all you need to know with him being 7'5". Good enough to hold down the paint, super tall, gonna be able to, you know, deter your opponents from driving to the paint, and can be really solid for you if you use him in the right way. Obviously, he's not going to be able to shoot, but again, use him as an inside center, and he's going to be a top Sapphire in the limited game mode. Now, that's gonna do it for the video. Again, if you guys want to see all of the cards on the screen that I did recommend for the most part, here they are. Again, just wanting to, you know, help some of my guys out that need it if you need that type of advice. And definitely is going to be solid cards for you to run in limited game mode. Now, I'm gonna, you know, slowly release more and more, and I will, you know, update this video as the game goes on. But gonna be, you know, continually just providing you guys with tips, and hopefully you guys find it helpful. But that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully to see you guys back on the channel. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.